Bye-bye, New Orleans. Bye-bye, New Orleans. Hey, J-Mo, hey, tuck him in. Hey, we gotta tuck him in. Bye-bye, Breakers.
Hi. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. I never forgot about the USFL, I swear, Perna. Not only were the USFL Playoffs this last weekend, but it's been confirmed that the USFL will return for a second season and that they will be playing in 2 to 4 markets in their second season and not just Birmingham. So that's great news for the USFL, but also for the upcoming XFL season, as I think this means there's some long-term viability for the spring leagues. But before we get to season 2, we gotta finish season 1, and the first USFL championship of the new era will be between the Birmingham Stallions and the Philly Stars. It's quarterback J'Mar Smith versus Tom Grossi folk hero Case Cookus. The always home team versus the McDonald's uniforms so ugly Arby's wouldn't even use them for toilet paper. So let's recap the playoffs and get hyped for the upcoming championship game where one team will win this trophy. Oh man, no. Damn, the original USFL trophy was so much cooler. Bring that one back. Bring it back. That's good sports. Subscribe if you want. I don't give a shit, but I do give a shit about my coffee company, BenchwarmerBrew.com. June is almost over, and that means my promo code, Big Dick Decade, is about to run out. So if you want 10% off my coffee, code Big Dick Decade at BenchwarmerBrew.com just for the month of June to celebrate 10 years of That's Good Sports. That's right, I've been doing this crap for 10 years. 10 years. And all right, something that was really refreshing as a football fan was seeing the USFL playoff games total 3 returns for TDs. Hell, a punt return was what decided the Stars versus Generals game, and it just reminded me how much I miss kick returns in the NFL. A play that has been killed by safety precautions and over officiating, if we're talking punt returns. But let's start with the Breaker Stallions, who until Case Cookus emerged, I had as the 2 clear-cut best teams in the league. Now I thought this game was initially slated to be played on Sunday night, but was possibly moved to avoid going head-to-head with the NHL Cup Finals. Maybe that was a typo, I don't know. It was a smart move, and Kyle Sloter had the Breakers surging early after Tywan Taylor snags this ball one-handed for a 27-yard gain. That was his only catch of the day, but it was a beauty. Jordan Ellis, running back, gave the Breakers an early 7-0 lead, bouncing out left for a rushing tug. Ellis led the league in rushing this season with 596 yards. Stallions quarterback J'Mar Smith answered with an out-of-this-world pass to Osiris Mitchell, who I think the Breakers defense simply forgot to cover. Either that or they got sucked into his black hole. Wait, no, that sounds weird. That sounds weird. That was a constellation/space reference, okay? Okay, his name is Osiris. Maybe I should have said the stars aligned for Osiris here, but it's too fucking late. Now, the first half of this game was pretty close and really competitive despite Kyle Sloter's horrific interceptions. His first of the day was this pick 6 he threw while getting hit that took longer to complete than an actual XFL season. Suck it, XFL. Now, bad picks have been really the only thing hindering Sloter from being the best QB in the league. That said, Sloter seems like the perfect QB to make a living in spring league football. The Breakers were poised to go into halftime tied up 14-14 after running back Jordan Ellis took this quick pass the distance behind a key block by tight end Sal Cannella, who had the kind of game that could get him noticed by NFL scouts. But just like the Green Bay Packers, the Breakers were betrayed, I say, by their special teams, and Birmingham took the post-touchdown kickoff to the house. 'Twas former Oregon State standout Victor Bolden torching every single member of the Breakers' unspecial teams unit. Bolden, by the way, at Oregon State set the franchise record with 2,420 career kick return yards, so this is something he's used to doing. Now, New Orleans still wasn't downtrodden by the Stallions. Less than a minute to go in the half, and they were driving down the field to at least give themselves a field goal opportunity until, oh damn it, Kyle Sloter threw it to the wrong team again. Tay Hayes reads this like a picture book and runs a better route to the ball than the actual receiver. After the half, the Breakers hung in the game mainly due to Sal Canella's 12 receptions and 154 receiving yards. However, they could not punch it in the red zone. A field goal got them within 4 in the fourth quarter, but QB J'Mar Smith proved to be the more complete and more clutch quarterback. Behind his precision passing and timely runs, the Stallions ate all 7 minutes off the clock before Smith powered his way into the end zone for a game-ending touchdown to take the Stallions to the first championship game, which will be Sunday, July 3rd at 7:30 Eastern. Not even high tides, rising sea levels, and the great garbage patch could sink these Stallions. It's no coincidence that J'Mar Smith will be facing Case Cookus. I think they're the two best quarterbacks in the USFL, and I hope Smith gets a chance to be a backup for an NFL team. Like Cookus, Smith doesn't turn the ball over a lot, just 6 picks on the season for J'Mar. Then we've got the Stars and Generals. The Philadelphia Stars won the second ever USFL championship game back in 1984, the year of my birth. And even my doctor then said my afterbirth wasn't as disgusting as the Philly Stars' goddamn uniforms. They also won the third and final USFL championship in 1985, but as the Baltimore Stars. Something only Browns fans can truly appreciate. Now, the safest QB in the USFL, the man who threw just 1 pick all season, Luis Perez, tossed a back-breaking interception in the second quarter that got returned all the way to the 13-yard line by Maisie Wilkins. Now, this play was originally called back due to a roughing the passer penalty, but the play got reviewed and they decided Perez had not been roughed. And they allowed this game-changing play to stand. That is 100% a rule/review process the NFL needs to implement. Sure, Tom Brady wouldn't have a career without erroneous roughing penalties, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make to get the call right, guys. Case Cookus followed that pick up with a quarterback draw into the end zone, giving the Stars a 10-0 lead at halftime. Is Cookus the sneakiest rushing QB since Alex Smith? I think so. Just when we thought the Stars were going to let Case cook, Cookus would end up throwing a lollygagger that got picked in the red zone to start the second half. Perez answered with a dart down the left sideline to Darius Shepard, setting up a 1-yard touchdown run that got the Gens on the board. Thick thighs save lives, according to this Generals fan, but nothing could save Case Cookus, who was injured on the previous interception. That forced former Stanford quarterback KJ Costello into the game, and he led the Stars down the field until this huge hit jarred the ball free and back into the Generals' possession. As you may be noticing, this game felt much more sloppy than the Stallions Breakers game. Cookus heroically re-entered the game and threw a bomb to DeAndre Overton that set up exactly 0 points, thanks to a missed 26-yard field goal that was not shown in the highlights for some reason. It remained a 3-point game into the fourth quarter. Now, with 10 minutes left on the clock, league MVP Cavante Turpin fields a punt breaks a tackle, and he could go all the way. Yeah! Sorry, that was supposed to be a Chris Berman impression. 79 yards to glory for Turpin. The Generals take the lead for the first time in the game, and this turned into a good one. New Jersey can finally celebrate having a competitive football team, a drought dating all the way back to 2011. But Case Cookus, oh no, he's not done yet. He drove the Stars into field goal range, making it a 1-point game. This was probably Cookus's worst game of the season, just 50% passing and that pick, but he was clutch when the Stars needed him. Now there were about 2 minutes left. We had one punt returned for a touchdown in this game. Could we have another one? Maurice Alexander bobbled the ball and went right down the sideline for a massive touchdown to reclaim the lead for the Stars, an 88-yard return. Hey, NFL, why don't you try and make returns relevant again? Because they're pretty damn exciting. Now, quarterback Luis Perez had a golden opportunity to win the game with under 2 minutes left. He's been waiting his entire career for a chance like this. He drove the Generals into Stars territory, but with 41 seconds on the clock, Perez gets hammered in the pocket. The ball floats in the air and it is picked off to seal the upset for the Stars. The Generals' 9-game win streak is abruptly snapped in the playoffs. The Stars advanced to the championship round in Canton, Ohio, despite looking like the worst mix of piss and blood since Vic Fangio coached the Broncos in his first game in that same stadium while he was literally passing kidney stones.
Wasn't clean. Hey, but we'll take it. A win's a win. We're excited. We're gonna go home, rest. Let's go, baby. Stand here in Canton.
I do have Big Dick Patreon shoutouts for new patrons. Owen, Halman, Dr. Deletus Fetus in the YouTube memberships, and shout out to Mecha Fishman for donating a whole bunch of memberships last night during my Avalanche stream. Mecha, you are a legend. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. You can do so at patreon.com/thatsgoodsports or by becoming a YouTube member. And for all $10 members, Patreon or YouTube, every month we do a Zoom hangout where I host a meeting. You guys all can join in, we talk, it's a lot of fun, but that's the main perk if you're signing up for one of those support avenues. Boom! USFL Championship coming up. I've got a great episode about the 2007 NFL season that will be dropping later this week, so make sure you come back and check that out, and if I can get my shit together, I'll have a quick Avalanche Stanley Cup Championship review as well.